I was going to say something that's been great about Shanghai is that we haven't experienced a lot of people hawking the mucus and spitting it all over the ground. And literally right as I started to record, somebody did exactly just that next to me.
超大国と称される国の輝かしい表向きの姿の裏側で、C 国で暮らす外国人のリアルな毎日はどれほど過酷なものなのでしょうか。もし、10億人を超えるメガシティでの暮らしが華やかな夢物語だと信じているなら、文化的な悪夢に立ち向かう心の準備をしておくべきです。じっとまとわりついてくる執拗な視線、街の至るところで耳をつんざくような唾を吐き捨てる音、そして統制が全く機能していない公共空間での強烈な息苦しさ。今回は、現在この国で実際に生活し働いている外国人たちの視点を通して、C 国でのリアルで赤裸々な日常を覗いてみましょう。
10 things that I hate about living in China. Now, I know that hate is really a strong word, so I'm going to start from mild annoyances, things that bother me, to my most hated things.
今中国で暮らしているある外国人女性にとって、地元の人々から頻繁にジロジロと見られたり、勝手に撮影されたり、あからさまに指をさされたりすることは日常茶飯事となっています。たとえそれが単なる好奇心によるものだとしても、常に周囲の注目の的であり続ける状況は、彼女の心に多大なストレスとプレッシャーを与えているのです。
So as a foreigner here, people are going to stare at you, photograph you, even laugh at you and point at you, which can be quite confronting. And when we first arrived a year ago, I have to say that it was quite difficult to get used to it. We would often find people sneakily trying to take a photo of the kids without asking for permission. And it is quite shocking to us because, you know, where we come from, this is not something that you do. It's a big no-no, but here it is really culturally different. It's not a big deal to take a photo of children out on the street. And particularly with us, we all look so different to everybody else, especially when we are together as a family. I sometimes feel like a bit of a walking circus. So we do attract a lot of attention. Now, this is not to say that it's going to happen everywhere that you go. If, for example, you go to a bigger city where you find more foreigners, people are just used to it, so it's not a big deal. But where we live, we do attract a lot of attention. And at the beginning, it used to really upset me, particularly when we went out as a family. Let's say we had some times when we went out for a picnic or just to play sports at a park, and we would literally gather a crowd around us and they would try and film us as a family, you know, trying to just have a nice time. But now, a year on, it doesn't affect me as much. I would say that I've gotten used to just being able to go out and not paying attention to what other people are doing. But then you also have to consider that you are going to have good days and you are going to have bad days. So if I'm having a good day, you know, I won't pay it any attention. I might simply, you know, just say buhao, you know, not to take a photo of us without asking for permission. But if you're having a bad day, it could really get to you. And we do find that there are times when we go out and it does get to us. But the main thing from this, to take away from this, is that it really just comes from a place of curiosity, just people being curious about us, not because they're trying to be mean to us or, you know, give us negative attention. So that's the main takeaway, that it comes from a place of curiosity, not of hatred.
さらに彼女は、電動自転車が当たり前のように歩道へ乗り上げてきて、けたたましくクラクションを鳴らして歩行者をどかすという、他者への配慮が欠如した現地の公共空間に対して強い憤りを感じていると語りました。これはもはや、プライバシーとパーソナルスペースに対する許しがたい侵害だと言えます。
E-bikes. They're such an amazing invention, particularly because they're really good for the environment. However, they're one of my main pet peeves when it comes to walking around in the streets in China. And not because, you know, they're affordable and quiet, but mainly because of how people use them here. So pedestrians don't have the right of way when you're walking on the sidewalk. So you're going to have e-bikes that come onto the sidewalk and toot at you for you to move out of the way. And honestly, I find it really frustrating. At the beginning, you know, we were getting used to the streets and we would just kind of, you know, be like, oh, okay, let's look everywhere. And if you see it coming, you move out of the way. But now I've kind of taken the approach that the older people in our streets take. And it's basically that I just ignore them. So you might bash me for this, but honestly, if I'm on the sidewalk and you have a perfectly good path that you can ride, use it. Don't come on the footpath or through the park and beep at me.
また、一部の現地住民が公共の場で見せる生活習慣も、彼女にとっては非常に大きな心理的ストレスになっています。順番飛ばしや強引な押し合いは、駅やお店の中だけでなく、列を無視してトイレの個室へ直行する行動に至るまで、あらゆる場所で起きているのです。
Some people here have a really hard time waiting for the turn and waiting in line, and I'm really not sure why, because the country is so well organized and set out. However, we have experienced this in many, many places. So, for example, on the train, I'm not just referring to your local line, I'm referring to the long distance train where you actually get assigned a ticket. I don't know why it happens, but basically as you're queuing up to get on the train, people are just rushing in and trying to get in right before you, and it makes it really, really stressful. So I'm not sure why they're doing it, because the seats are actually assigned and we're all going to the same place. And I also experience these at the shops. So for example, if I go to buy something and I just wait and line up, that is definitely the wrong thing to do, because literally people will just walk right in front of me. And this has happened everywhere, all the places that we travel through China so far, so it's not just in my city, so just know to expect that. It's a bit of a frustrating process because people are getting in front of us. The other thing that I've noticed is that the busier a place gets, the worse it seems to get as well. And again, you just notice that people just have this thing that they have to get in no matter what. So I can't explain it. Maybe you can explain it in the comment section below. And I lastly wanted to mention the toilets. So this is something that I saw for the very first time about 10 years ago when I traveled to Thailand. I was in a Thai airport in Phuket, I believe. And a group of Chinese tourists had arrived, and basically I just went to the bathroom, and usually, at least in Australia or even in Argentina, when you go to the toilet, you walk in and you line up, and when a cubicle opens, you go next. However, in this particular instance, this group arrived, I was waiting for my turn, and they literally just walked straight onto the bathrooms. And basically what I've learned is that if you just queue, you're not going to get to have your turn, you just have to go for it. And in the bathrooms at least, it's better if you just walk straight to the door and you wait for the cubicle to open up for you. So, there you have it.
そればかりか、スマホのスピーカーからの騒音がいつでもどこでも鳴り響いており、時には公園に巨大なスピーカーを持ち込んでカラオケを楽しんだり、騒音郊外レベルの爆音で音楽を流したりする人までいるため、彼女は静寂すら贅沢な願いだと悟りました。
This is really quite common here. However, even though it happens in other places, it can become quite a problem because here the population is so condensed. In Australia, you might have a suburb with a few hundred people. Here, you have that in a very small area. So if you have people outdoors with their speakers blasting out, honestly, it's just noisy, and I think it's just the way that it is here. I've experienced these in restaurants, on the train, both long distance and short distance. And some people will say that this is just the older generation that does it. However, I would definitely disagree because I've seen lots of different kinds of people do it. And the one place where it can get quite frustrating is, for example, if you're going to a public park or somewhere in nature to enjoy yourself. And again, you're going to find people with the speakers blasting out some karaoke or just listening to music in general.
中でも最も恐ろしいのが無秩序なタバコのマナーです。周りの人を全く気にすることなく、空港や駅、レストランなど数多くの公共施設で中国人が平然と喫煙している姿を目の当たりにし、彼女は大きなショックを受けました。彼らは幼い子供の目の前でさえ平気でタバコを吸い、吸い終わった吸い殻をそのまま床にポイ捨てしてしまうのです。
This one has really surprised me here in China. I always perceive China as being, I guess, conscientious on healthy food, healthy habits, moving about. And I've actually been taken aback to see the amount of smoking that goes on here. And it's fine, you can smoke, do whatever you want. But I guess the thing that I hate about it is that many times it will happen in public places where people are doing it, for example, on train stations, on the platform, smoking right next to people. The worst part is, as you can see, these gentlemen, they smoke and they drop the butts on the floor. And they smoke right next to people. So if you're standing there with children, I've seen it in restaurants as well, which is really quite inconvenient. It actually happened at a place that we stayed in Disneyland recently. There was a person smoking inside the restaurant where we went to have breakfast. So that really shocked me. And the one that really confuses me is, why are people smoking in bathrooms? So when we first moved to China, we stayed in the EFC area, which is like a brand new area for the Alibaba company. And when you go into the malls, all the bathrooms reek of cigarette smoke. So I'm hoping that one of you can explain to me below why this is. Is this because people can't take breaks to go smoking, or are they not allowed to smoke just outside the building? I'm really curious, but yeah, it's just a really disgusting habit that you can do whenever you like. Just don't do it next to me.
こうした社会システム面の不便さも、彼女の感じる息苦しさやプレッシャーをさらに悪化させています。大半の飲食店には英語メニューがないため、彼女のような外国人は巨大な言葉の壁にぶつからざるを得ません。
So one thing that I really hate about living in China is that I don't actually know the language. Yes, it is very difficult to learn, and I am trying. However, I do think that it's going to take me a while to have that level of Mandarin where I can actually communicate with people effectively. And it can actually affect you in multiple ways. So for example, just walking around the streets, not being able to understand the signs. Or for example, most recently I went into a shop to set up a SIM card for my son, and I did not understand what was happening. We were just, communicating via translator. And I've been in situations where, for example, people will be sitting in front of me and they'll start laughing at me, and that can really make you quite uncomfortable. Now, I don't necessarily think that they're saying something about me. I mean, they might, but just being in that situation where you just have to compose yourself and think, it's okay, there's nothing I can do about this, let's just move on. It's something that you have to be here to experience it. And for example, everything that you do here happens online. We do have translation apps that you can use. However, the number of steps that it takes to get there, so for example, what for a local might be a couple of, scan, read, do, for us it's about 10 steps because we have to screenshot and translate everything. Now, the good news is that many apps now do have translation options inside, or you can also download certain apps that give you an English version, so that is really awesome. But it still doesn't stop me from feeling that sometimes I'm missing out on certain aspects of the culture because I just can't understand what's going on around me. Some of the other situations are when you go into a restaurant and they don't have an English menu. I have to say that unless I go into a Western style restaurant, the chances that the menu is going to be in English are next to zero. Now, if you are in a small town, that's definitely guaranteed. However, say if you go to a bigger city in a touristy area, then there's a possibility that there might be a translated menu. There's many situations where the phone rings and I simply just cannot answer it. I can pick it up and say, I'm sorry, I don't speak Chinese, can you message me instead? But that's as far as it gets. So yes, there are many situations where I'm uncomfortable.
さらに、国際的なインターネット回線につなぐために、わざわざ高額で通信速度の遅い VPN アプリに頼り続けなければならない煩わしさも、彼女を苛立たせ疲弊させる原因の一つです。
VPNs is something that you simply just can't live without when you're a foreigner in China. You definitely need this to be able to connect with family back home. All the apps that we know of, you basically just can't access them in China. So from Facebook to WhatsApp to YouTube, or even just your regular browser, you're gonna need a VPN to do all those things. Whilst this is something that you can easily quite remedy by downloading a VPN, you do obviously have to find one that works reliably, and here they're not reliable at all. I do have at least 2 different VPNs downloaded onto my mobile phone. I have a free one and a paid one, so obviously on top of that you have the cost of a VPN. But the most frustrating thing is that sometimes they just stop working and you need to change a server, and you might think, okay, this is a very small problem. It really is, but it does wear you out. And when we do travel outside of China and we no longer rely on a VPN, I have to tell you, I really do enjoy that. And on the other side, whilst using a VPN, it also takes up time because you have to find a server that works, you have to be able to connect to it, and also it can slow things down. So this is one of our kids' complaints. Usually when they play certain games on their iPads, they find that their connection is quite slow because it's going through a VPN.
しかし何よりも彼女が不快で嫌悪感を抱くのが、 中国特有の唾を吐く習慣です。屋内野外を問わず、どこを歩いていても人々が唾を吐き捨てる音が聞こえてきます。これは地方の町だけの話ではなく、上海のような大都会でも同様で、あの脳裏にこびりつく唾つきの音はどこにでも存在し、気分が悪くなるような粘液が道のあちこちに散乱しているありさまです。彼女のような外国人にとって、これは忍耐力と衛生観念に対する極限の試練と言えるでしょう。
This one I do actually genuinely hate, so that's why it's last. And it's the one thing that I wish that people just wouldn't do here because I find it extremely disgusting. And that would be spitting. And I'm not just referring just to spitting, but the hocking noise that comes before the spitting actually takes place. I'm not entirely sure if this is common all throughout China.
You know, I was going to say something that's been great about Shanghai is that we haven't experienced a lot of people hocking the mucus and spitting it all over the ground. And literally right as I started to record, somebody did exactly just that next to me.
I do see it quite a lot in my neighborhood. And to be frank, honestly, I'll be walking through my neighborhood oftentimes just thinking like, don't look down, because I'm so afraid of seeing what's on the floor. And even sometimes in my apartment, when it's a nice day like today, I'll open the windows just to let some fresh air in. And unfortunately, sometimes I'll have to close it because all I can hear from downstairs are the people just walking through the complex and that horrible hocking sound and then the spitting that takes place right afterwards. Sometimes I even see people just blowing their nose like this and honestly, please stop.
中国での過酷な体験とは正反対に、日本で生活したり旅行したりする外国人たちは、他者への絶対的なリスペクトと穏やかな雰囲気を心ゆくまで味わっています。ある有色人種の女性トラベラーたちは、日本人が常に礼儀正しく振る舞い、見知らぬ人をじろじろ見つめたり無遠慮に詮索したりしないことに、言葉にできないほどの安心感を覚えたと語っています。日本の通りはいつもゴミ一つなく清潔で整頓されています。電車はスケジュール通り正確に運行され、そのサービスの質の高さは素晴らしいの一言です。警察官が理由もなく一般市民を困らせるようなことは決してなく、難民申請中の人でさえ銀行口座を作れるような公平な環境が用意されています。まさに火の打ちどころがないほど文明的で、基本的人権が尊重された社会だと言えるでしょう。
5 reasons why I love Japan so much. Number 1, police cannot harass you anyhow or stop you on the road anyhow without committing an offense. Number 2, Japan road is very clean, very neat. It's always neat and clean. Number 3, Japan train always arrive sometimes 1 minute before the arrival time. They are always on time. Wow. Number 4, you can have an account even as an asylum seeker. You can have a bank account even as an asylum seeker. Number 5, you don't have to tear your passport when going to seek for an asylum.
So I've been in Japan for about 72 hours now, and here are my first impressions of Japan. So Japan, Tokyo reminds me of New York, just that Tokyo is a little bit more orderly, it's cleaner, and they seem to be moving to a more intentional rhythm than New York. Another thing that I noticed is that they really mind their business. When I was in Tokyo, they weren't really looking at me when I was on the train or staring. They just mind their business. Even when I was taking photos, it's almost like you're not there, which for me as a black woman gives me so much peace. Japan is also very safe. It's one of the safest places for women. I didn't feel scared or threatened in any way at any point in time. It's just really safe here. I don't know. So yeah, it's really safe. It's clean. It's quite fantastic. It's like one of those places that you have to be here to really feel it. And if you like New York, I think you really enjoy Japan. Those are my first impressions. I'm really excited to be here. I can't wait to explore more.
別の旅行者も日本を旅した際の動画をシェアしていますが、到着からわずか3時間で彼女は深い驚きと感動に包まれていました。なぜなら、 日本の道が清潔なのはもちろんのこと、自転車に頑丈な鍵をかける必要すらなく、小さな子供たちが一人きりで自由に自転車を乗り回せるほど街が安全だったからです。
I live in a gated community apartment in LA, and then I also have a fence around my deck, and somebody broke into the gated community, broke down my fence to steal my bike. I should clarify that I'm in Tokyo, but it's like if New York and Singapore had a baby. It's like the hustle and bustle of New York, but the cleanliness and safety of Singapore. I was watching a few videos before I came, and people said that the public transportation was confusing, and although I did take the wrong one right off the bat out of the airport, I actually think the way that it's marked is really easy to follow. A pro tip is that you can add your Metro card in your Apple Wallet before you even leave, and so that you don't have to stand in a long line to get on the Metro to get a little ticket. Japan Customs allows you to fill out the paperwork for the airport online before you land, and I would highly suggest doing it because the lines were non-existent, but the lines that you had to fill out the paper one were crazy. There are in fact vending machines everywhere. I'm about to try a $1 sign ramen shop, so come along and see if it's actually good.
現地の人々が持つおもてなしの心や優しさも日本旅行における輝かしい魅力の一つです。日本の高齢者の方々は非常に親切です。自発的に野良猫のお世話をしたり、公共施設を無償で修理してくれたり、さらには見返りを一切求めることなく、観光客を神社の美しい隠れ家スポットへ案内する熱心なガイド役まで喜んで引き受けてくれます。
Japanese elderly people are some of the kindest people on the planet. In Japan, you can often see seniors feeding stray cats or repairing public things for free. Benches, fences on playgrounds. They are also very friendly. If you come up to them and start a conversation, they will treat you like a close friend.
最近では、日本人の並外れた優しさの証拠、東京のボランティアたちは、道に迷っている観光客を助けるためだけに、あえて人混みの多い場所に立ってくれています。彼らの寛大な心と忍耐強さは、慣れない街を歩く旅行者にとって非常に大きな支えとなっています、というタイトルの動画が投稿されました。道に迷う観光客を親身になって助ける日本人ボランティアの温かい姿が海外のネット上で大きな話題を呼んだのです。こうした彼らの献身的な姿勢と見返りを求めない温かさは、はるばる遠方からやってきたすべての旅行者の心を優しく溶かしてくれました。
Excuse me, guys. I think it's really amazing what you guys are doing. Can I make a picture with you guys? Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, please.
日本人との素敵な体験は、この先もずっと私の心に響き続けるでしょう。一体なぜ、日本人はこれほどまでに親切なのでしょうか、という別の動画でも、日本人の熱心なホスピタリティと温かさが、観光客たちの心を満たしていく様子が語られています。
When an old man in Japan suddenly adopts you and your friend and gives you a free temple tour. I was just heading with my friend to a temple in Miyajima when this Oji-san came and started talking to us. And suddenly we explored every corner of this beautiful temple together. He explained things to us, took a lot of pictures, and even showed us secret areas of the temple, like a free tour guide. Actually, he wanted to go for a hike and then just joined us. Why are Japanese people so kind?
コメント欄では、日本を旅した他の旅行者たちからも似たような感動エピソードが次々と寄せられていました。私にも全く同じことが起きました。最初は慣れなくて少し気まずかったですが、適応してからは、その日一日が本当に最高のものになりましたよ。いや、私たちも箱根でとても親切なおじいさんに助けてもらいました。彼の人柄は本当に素晴らしかったといった声が並んでいます。日本が誇る親切心がこうして世界中で認められているのを見るのは本当に素晴らしいことですね。さらに日本人の細やかな気配りは手軽でありながら非常に高品質な食文化の中にも完璧な形で体現されています。旅行者はわかりやすい英語メニューのある自動券売機を使って簡単に料理を注文でき、わずか2分待つだけで 2ポンド未満という安さで栄養満点の伝統的な朝食を受け取ることができるのです。
I'm in Japan for the first time, and we're gonna go and have a traditional Japanese breakfast. They do breakfast very differently to how I'm used to, so let's go find out what it is. It seems that most Japanese people cook their breakfast at home, so if you're out and about or in a rush going to work, you'll probably catch a bunch of locals eating at chains like this called Matsuya. It's a beef bowl place, and it's always welcoming foreigners, so they have an English menu. And honestly, this is such a lifesaver when you're trying to choose things and you just don't know what they are. You can pay with this.
Tickets will be issued.
And oh my god, do they work fast. This came in literally 2 minutes. You sit right outside the kitchen, so they just hand it over to you. I got the beef bowl, which comes with rice and miso soup, which is delicious, and then I got the soft boiled egg, and oh my fucking god, look at the state of this egg. You also get unlimited refills of green tea. I was blown away by how delicious this breakfast was. And it's so healthy, just beef, egg and rice. That breakfast was insane. It cost me £2 whole pounds. £2.
また、スタッフの温かい歓迎を受けながら、滑らかな豆腐や絶品の焼肉を提供する伝統的な炉端焼き店でのディナー体験は、彼らに極上の満足感を与えてくれました。これほどまでに最高峰の食体験と接客サービスは、きっと世界の他のどこに行っても絶対に見つからないでしょう。
This was hands down the coolest restaurant we've been to in Japan. It was our first time seeing robatayaki cooked on a traditional Japanese hearth, and we were mesmerized by the chef's unique salting techniques. We enjoyed many robata grilled yakitori, as well as some really delicious izakaya-style dishes like this salmon belly and roe, and this absolutely stunning mochi-like tofu dish. And we just loved how lively and engaging the staff were. It was such a warm and inviting atmosphere, and we left feeling so satisfied and happy.
We're in Nago, Okinawa. Come and get dinner with us. This one looks cool. Should we try here? Let's go. Oh my god, you get your own booth. You have to take off your shoes.
You know it's traditional when there's no English menu.
But they have got pictures. What? The ramen's are £2.50. Go for it.
I don't know.
Ding. Okay, I actually love scallops. It comes in its own ice bowl. Oh, that's nice. It smells like a vegetable. Whip. The tofu was so soft. You're not impressed by that? What is that? It looked like little Rice Krispies. I've got no spoon for my soup, so...
Is it nice?
It's really good.
Yeah?
It's literally frozen. Oh, that looks nice. That's lovely, though. I've had this before and it's really, really good.
Black sesame ice cream. You're gonna drop that?
Not if I eat it fast.
You're gonna get brain freeze then.
Oh yeah. It'll be worth it.
I told you so.
まさに2つの国、2つの完全な対極の世界ですね。中国における喧騒や公共マナーの欠如が多くの外国人をどっと疲れさせているのだとすれば、日本は絶対的な規律と優しさで人々を癒す特効薬のような存在です。あらゆる視点は個人の主観によるものですが、日々の生活環境が私たち人間の行動心理や意識に計り知れない影響を及ぼしていることは間違いありません。皆さんはこの痛烈なまでの2カ国の違いについてどのように思われましたか？ぜひ下のコメント欄で皆さんの率直なご意見をお寄せください。また次回の動画を見逃さないように高評価とチャンネル登録も忘れずによろしくお願いします。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。